I'm Parag Mehta. I am a B Electronics and a Techno MBA. All done, all my graduation and post graduation was done in Mumbai, and I am a life coach myself. I'm a career transition coach and a mentor with Dheya. I am currently working as an independent consultant. I mean, it's been just 4 months which I have started working as an independent consultant, and I've got overall 27 years of industry experience. And if you can see that I've worked with the organizations like Tech Mahindra, Capgemini, Atos, ZS, Altimetric, and my last stint was with the Nest Digital Engineering. Okay, and I have worked in the various leadership capacities. Okay, like head of talent acquisition, head of workforce management, talent management, HR business partnering, and HR operations. So these are some of the areas that I have already worked upon, and I would like to say thank to Dheya to giving me this opportunity to share my the initial views of what it takes to get into HR. Human resource function is one of the very key function of an organization. The prime purpose is to deal with people. Okay, and the people is nothing but the workforce of the organization. As you can see here, okay, there are various roles a human resource the HR department plays. Some of the few things that you would have already known or heard of, that is hiring people, recruiting workers, or the employees for the organization, training employees. Okay, that is one of the key function for the HR. Providing equal opportunities to everyone. Okay, dealing with performance issues. I'll go into these issues very specifically in my further slides, but I would like to let what do you mean by them. Okay, then we the payroll, the compensation and benefits is managed by the human resource department. If you want to hire people on a permanent or on a temporary staff, that is also looked by the HR function. One of the main thing that I always say, okay, that in HR, if you have the capability of dealing with people very well, I think that's a place that this is the right place for you. Otherwise it becomes extremely difficult going ahead. Now, some of the traits, okay, that you can see for the person in HR, the person needs to be decisive. The person needs to be constantly thinking. Okay, the person needs to be highly influential in terms of they should be able to talk people, they should be able to network into the organization. The HR has to deal with a lot of business colleagues, a lot of cross functional people in the organization. HR has to deal with the finance people, they have to deal with the delivery organization, there are, I mean, the sales guys. So there are so many people they have to deal with. So it is very essential. They are very influential. They are able to talk to everyone. They are able to network with everyone, and they need to be very credible. Okay, what we really mean by that is that they should have proven that they are whatever they are talking about. They have taken those talks into the actions and they have delivered something, and they need to be personally and professionally credible. They definitely, it goes without saying that they needs to be extremely collaborative as well. Okay, because if they are not collaborative and if they are being working only as an authoritative, okay, or dictating certain terms, that won't last long. Okay, the HR guys have to be extremely collaborative. They need to be sitting with people, they need to be understanding issues, understanding the business issues, not only the employee, the people issues, the business issues, and they need to really look into the future as to how how the organization is moving. So they can take necessary steps in the organization so that they ensure that the organization is marching correctly towards the objectives of the organization. HR is the heart of the organization. Okay, so if HR works, all the other parts of the organizations will work, because HR continuously keeps and pumps blood to the. HR has a big role in ensuring that there are enough ammunitions in the company which keeps the employee motivated. The benefit structure of the organization needs to be aligned that way. The rewards and recognition needs to be aligned that way. The managers need to be constantly motivating employees so that they feel they feel working longer in the organization. So in nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is, if any one of you are choosing to get into the world of HR, Okay, these are some of the attributes that you need to be wearing all the time, and so that you can ensure that you perform the role optimally. Rewards. Okay, what are the achievements being in HR? Okay, so if you get into the HR world, what all things you can you can gain? First and foremost, you will be in position to influence. Okay, now, since I told you earlier that HR is like the heart of the organization, okay, this function is able to influence a lot, because they create a lot of processes and policies for the organization. Now, the processes and policies are after looking into the existing structure of the organization and where the organization really wants to move, maybe 4 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line. So, all the policies and processes that are designed, okay, are in such a way that you are able to create a big impact to the organization. So if you can see here, you are able to influence so many people into the organization. Okay, creative positive impact on lives, undoubtedly. Okay, so if you have a specific, if you are an employee of the organization, okay, and if you are, let's say, you are a technical guy, and if you want to take a path into business analysis, I'm just giving an example. The HR, you need to go and speak to the HR guys, will facilitate that career movement from the technical world to the business analysis world. And they can help you take that path. So basically, in short, I'll just give you a simple example so that you understand. They can create so many avenues for so many people in the organization, and hence they create positive impact on the lives of the employees, in as well as the impact on the organization. Okay, futuristic. Just to let you know, this role is it's quite a futuristic role. It has a very long career. I mean, if you choose to get into the role, in this role, it is not something which is dying. Okay, so there is so much of things happening. Just to let you know, the HR specialist, the role of the HR specialist is increasing 7% every year, and that is more than the occupations in the other field. So if you can see, imagine, this role is going to go long, long, long. Okay, so the technology can come in, but always understand the human aspect. You cannot remove human from human resources. Always remember that. See, humans have the ability to be intuitive. They can make common sense out of a situation. A technology will never be able to do that. So always remember that. There is a lot of fear in people's mind. Oh, what will happen if technology takes over human resource? That is not going to be possible. Yes, technology will help in advancement of a lot of technology. A lot of the productivity of the entire HR function will increase, but the human from human resources can never be removed. Okay, you can help people develop around you, as I told you. Okay, so when you hire people into the organization, you're really helping someone to get into the organization, especially specifically for the role that they are looking for. So in a way, you get that trigger of enabling someone's career, and helping them meet their aspiration. You ask any recruiters, okay, the kick for them during the day is getting someone hired into the organization. If you ask any HR business partner in the organization, they will always say, okay, I helped someone with they wanted to take one specific career path in the organization, and I facilitated that, and they get the kick into the organization. So they have a very big role to play. This field is experiencing steady growth. Okay, so the reason why I tell you, there is so much of advancement that has kept on helping. The two I mean 2 decades back, this was called a personal department. Now it has become an HR department. Now the HR, many places it is also called a talent management group. So this field is constantly evolving, and the HR guys are more aligned to business. So if HR are the people in the organization who understand the business the most. Okay, and in fact, if you'll see, the goals of the HR guys are kept in line with that of the business folks. So it is very, very important that to understand that the role of the HR is very critical, and hence you'll see it is kept on evolving. There are so many technological aspects that are getting involved in the HR, that it has kept on advancing at every stage. sense of fulfillment. There is a lot of, at the end of the day, you'll feel extremely satisfied after you have executed a specific, after you've worked in the world of HR. And gatekeepers to the organization. Okay, so HR guys are the people, who welcome every new joiner to the organization. Mind you, they are the people who allow the people who to leave the organization as well. But I would not talk about that, but specifically about the achievements, because they are the front face to them, and they are the people who can, really get them integrated into the organization. So, this is a big point for them. The HR role is quite dynamic in nature. Each workday will be different. So today you are handling a specific issue on recruitment. To tomorrow you will be handling an issue on insurance. Day after tomorrow you will be handling handling an issue on employee benefits. The fourth day you are handling an issue on compensation and benefits. The sixth day you are handling on performance appraisal. Bottom line, the HR folks are constantly engaged and the nature of the work is extremely dynamic. Okay, so you will never feel bored that you are doing the same monotonous job every day. You can influence creating awareness of diversity inclusion. Yes, okay, so these are the people. Okay, the HR folks are the people, who can really influence diversity inclusion, in the sense, if there is a specific bias nature towards a specific ethnic community or whatever, okay, HR can ensure a culture is created into the organization, that all those barriers which are there are removed completely. Okay, so they have, basically what I'm trying to tell you, they can influence that and ensure create a culture of equal opportunity for all. Okay, during the interview process, they can ensure, they can see what is happening, they look into the reviews and they can really question people as to why certain things are happening in a specific way. Okay, and they can take a course corrective actions. Okay, and last but not the least, the compensation are the best in the industries. Okay, okay, if you see, I have myself seen, many times people feel that the delivery people and the HR folks get different salaries. In many of the organizations, this bridge has been nullified and they are almost at par at all the organizations. Okay, challenges, of course, once you come into the world of HR, okay, it's not that it's going to be a very rosy picture. Of course, you're going to go through a lot of challenges as well. Okay, first and foremost, the workforce diversity. Okay, so as we said, okay, as I mentioned earlier, so nowadays workforce is become global. Okay, so you have people working for the same project, you have people working in US, UK, and in India. Okay, so you will have people of different culture, different values, they all come and work together. But so the HR has to use this to the benefit of the organization in terms of what works well. Okay, because when the different culture of people comes together, the productivity increases. Okay, why? Because some people are working at a different work shift hours, India is working at a different work shift hours. That ensures the 24-hour cycle is on. So the project, which is earlier, which was working only for 8 hours, now it is working for 24 hours. So that's why you see that the productivity increases. Secondly, you can tap into skills, okay, of various at various geographies. Some talent is available extensively in a Europe geography or in US geography, some in India. So you can tap into that specific geos and tap into specific talents. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is you have to deal with these challenges and ensure the things work well for the organization. It's not going to be easy. That if you want a specific skill set for the organization, it's not going to be easily available. You will have to look into all the geos and see how you can make things possible for you. Technology, as I mentioned, technology is constantly upgrading every day. So even the HR team has to be aware of what all things are happening. You also need to understand technology in terms of what all new skill sets are getting added in the, you would have heard, okay, so many new cloud technological skills that are getting added in the recent past. So the recruiters have to keep themselves updated as to what new technology has come in, so that they understand the job descriptions well. So, I mean, this is just one example. This is more at the recruiter side, even the HR business partner, the workforce management team, or the all the downstreams. Okay, in the within the HR role, they also have to have a good understanding of it. Training. Okay, now the training, it's not only just the classroom trainings. Okay, we are talking about the global workforce. Okay, and the training is not just not limited to a very specific thing. Okay, you don't know certain things and you need to train people. That was always happening. That is a more of a legacy training. Now what we are talking about, you need to train your workforce in such a way so that they are prepared for the future. Okay, so if we are not prepared for the future, you might face a lot of issues down the line. So today the learning and development department, where the HR team works very closely with the business, try and understand what the business objectives are, and they try to align their training in such a way so that their workforce is prepared for the future. Okay, and so that they can perform well when the future comes near. Okay, worker productivity, I already spoke about it. Okay, that the HR really focuses towards as to how do we increase worker productivity. You would have heard about it. There is an extensive work from home that was happening in the last 2 years, and as a result people were spending not only 8 hours, they were spending 12 to 14 hours. Okay, so that really helped increasing the workforce productivity. Okay, so just not work from home. There are multiple avenues that the HR has to constantly look into so that they can enable the worker productivity increases. Like for example, ensuring the employee benefits are aligned in accordance to their aspirations, ensuring the high performers are very well catered to, so that they can perform well. So all those things come into picture. Retention. Okay, so as I was talking to you guys earlier, the motivation. Okay, many times what happens, due to the work pressure, there is a constant effort that everyone is just working. Okay, no one is really looking into the motivational factors, whether the employee is really happy in terms of what he or she is doing. Okay, so the HR has to be constantly monitoring and then looking into engaging with each and every employee and understanding that whether they are happy with whatever they are doing, whether they are happy with the managers whom they are working with, whether they are happy with the organization. Are they looking for something more beyond beyond their regular work? Because what happens is, if they are not getting very specific things, okay, which they are really aspiring for, eventually you will lose this person to the competition, and you will suffer the loss. And always remember, the key performers, if they leave, okay, you will have a bigger problem. So today, the many of the organization, the cost of hiring is extremely high, and it has become extremely essential that retention has been very well looked into by the HR team. Okay, outsourcing. What we really mean by outsourcing is, many times the work that a company does, they outsource a specific chunk of work to a specific vendor. By that, what happens is, the organization can focus on their core work, and the other vendor community can look into that specific work. Like, I'll just give an example. Okay, many of the organizations, they outsource their recruitment work, and they give it to someone called as a RPO, processing outsourcing, recruitment process outsourcing. So what happens is, that group is specifically working on the recruitment work. Or there are other companies where who do a specific project. Okay, they are specialized in that project, so the company will outsource that chunk of work to the another group, and who will be performing that project. By doing the outsourcing, what happens is the productivity increases, because you are able to utilize your own people where their strengths are. And the vendor community is also using their own strengths in ensuring that work is getting done. So and always remember, outsourcing, when you do it to vendor, those people are not on your payrolls. So once the work is done, you can let them go. Okay, so that's why your cost is also optimized. You need to understand why outsourcing increasing. If you see most of the captive organizations, you would have seen organizations like Mastercard, Visa, PayPal. I'm just giving an example. These organizations, they usually outsource the work because they don't, and they believe in having a good portion of the people as contractors and good portion and some set of people as full-time employees. That enables them to focus on their core work. Talent management, okay, this is like this speaks about the overall, talking about the attraction of the employees to the organization, getting them engaged and motivated. And last but not the least, they need to be, we should be able to help them to evolve and leave the organization in a better way. So talent management plays a key role. Okay, consider it has become key role, more key because of the globalization that has come into effect. Okay, now you have it has become such a way that if you have to hire a person, if you're not getting a person in India, you may have to hire a person, and let's say in APAC, or you may hire a person in Singapore, or you may hire a person in US. So the talent management, okay, has become so vast that if you take a very calculative calls. Okay, if you're not getting a person, a particular skilled person in India, you can hire in some other location. Same thing, okay, once a project is formed, okay, which skills of people will be working at on site, which skill of people will be working in India, which skill of people will be working in Singapore. So all those things are also decided in the talent management piece. Okay, balancing work life, okay, this has become very critical. Okay, nowadays, most of the candidates that we have come across, apart from money, okay, they are looking for work life balance, and they get attracted towards only those organizations who are able to give you better work life balance. And that's why you hear the attrition rates are extremely high in the industry, more than 35% right now. And it has become a key for the HR guys to come up with the policy around work life balance. Globalization, I think it's a repetitive point of the workforce diversity. It has become, the projects are, they're global now. Okay, it has become very essential that when the project is global, how does HR create a culture that despite of people working in different geos, they all give the optimal performance. Okay, it's not only they being working there, they all need to be giving optimal performance. So the HR has to constantly evaluate the HR policies in the US geo, or in the APAC geo, or in the India. Okay, if you can think of, the comp and ben is going to be different, the compensation and benefits is going to be for different for India and for US or APAC. So so the policies needs to be such that so that every employee of a different ethnicity is also being well taken care of. Okay, organizational restructuring. So nowadays you would have heard about many organizations going through acquisitions and mergers. Okay, you would have also heard about many there is a constant need to restructure the organization. There are many new leaders keep coming in, there are many people leaving. What's happening is, okay, if you remember, there are a lot of hierarchical structure in the many organizations do have it right now. Now the organizations are moving towards more flattened structure. Okay, so the hierarchy is going. Okay, so the people are more at the almost at the same level. Okay, so even a junior employee, if they want to reach out to the COO or the CEO of the organization, there is a clear path available, and it's not necessary that they need to follow a specific hierarchy. Okay, so what happens is, once this thing happens, with more flattened structure, the productivity increases, the people are able to perform well, they're highly motivated. Okay, you feel there is a proper restructuring in terms of the right skill, talented people put into the right place. To be a successful HR professional, we're just highlighting, some of the traits which a specific employee should be having. Be organized, communication, okay, interpersonal skill, relationship focused. Okay, they need to be extremely talkative, and they need to be, when I say talkative, they need to be connecting well with the people within the HR and outside the HR. Okay, they need to be leaders. Okay, business minded. I already spoke about it. If they are not business minded, nowadays HR cannot be working in silos. If they don't partner with business people and they don't align with them, if they don't help them meet their objectives, then that is not a successful HR professional. Okay, they need to be able to solve problems. Okay, and decision maker, empathy, approachable, compassionate, that goes without saying. Risk takers, data analysts. Okay, there is a lot of data that is associated with a lot of technology being involved. How many people are tried in this month? How many people joined in this month? So there is a lot of predictive analytics that keeps happening in terms of how many people will resign. Okay, by the end of 2022, how many people will be hiring in the year of 2022? So what is the utilization of the company? So there is a all these activities are done by the HR. Okay, so you guys need to understand it's not simple, it's a very relaxing job. Multitasker, they are always working in the multiple facets. Okay, they are like multiple areas. They do recruitment, they do the employee engagement, the wellness initiatives, and the exits. I mean, they are handling all the task all the time. Strong work ethics. If you don't have strong work ethics, it is going to be very difficult for you to perform the role, because integrity is going to be the key part of this role. Okay, if there is no way you can compromise on this. So always ensure that continuous learning. Okay, there is always going to be. So you cannot say I have learned so much and I'm going to perform the HR role. No, you have to keep learning. There will be so many new things that will keep coming in. Okay, conflict management skills. So that you will see there is a lot of conflict that keeps happening. Okay, manager and the employee, not they had a fight amongst each other. So the HR has to intervene and ensure a corrective steps have been taken. And last but not the least, mentoring and coaching skills. Okay, that goes without fail. Integrity and trustworthy, I just spoke about it. The first 5 pointers that you see in the middle column. Okay, these are the various functions in the HR. The first one, talent acquisition. Second one, workforce management. Third one, HR business partnering and candidate experience. Fourth, HR operations. Fifth, learning and development. Now, this is what we have seen in the most of the organizations, the IT organizations. Some of these organizations could be named differently in different organizations. Okay, like talent acquisition, some may call it recruitment. Workforce management, someone call it resource management. HR business one, someone calls it a people function. So it is different. So, but broadly, they do this under these functions. On the right hand side, what I'm trying to show you is the personalities and skills a person should possess to do a specific role. So what all things? Okay, so let's say you come into the HR world. Okay, you will join at an entry level. You will join as an HR assistant or an intern or an HR trainee. Okay, this could be, and you could be entering any of the space. Okay, all those areas that are showed, be it recruitment, HR ops, workforce management, you could be entering any of that space. Okay, and and then you become individual contributor. As you grow, there is a level one above, you become an analyst, or a coordinator or a specialist in a specific area. And you become individual contributors. Then after a few years, let's say after almost 9 to 10 years, you become a manager. Okay, you become a manager and you're able to manage a specific group within that function. Okay, very well. So like within the talent acquisition, also talent acquisition for India will be huge, but within India you will have a very specific business unit which you will be catering to, and that manager will be able to do that. A director will be able to manage a complete BU. Okay, there could be a BU of maybe big strength, they will be handling it that way. A director could be managing at the India level also, and a vice president could be at a global level. Okay, and CHRO, okay, and the chief people officer. Okay, they are the people who are managing the HR function in totality. Okay, so they are the entire thing, like all the RMG, the resource management, talent acquisition, everything that I showed you in the earlier slide. And if it is being managed globally, that is managed by the chief people officer. I'll come down to the very basics. Okay, I'm sure many of you guys are must be looking for this as to what are the education requirements. Okay, now of course everyone has to be a graduate, so at least they should have done their 10th plus then plus 2 plus 3 pattern. As you can see, you would have done 12th and then you would have done a graduation. Basically, you could have done in any discipline, okay, and you would have got at least 50% marks as an aggregate. Then you can choose to do an MBA in HR. Okay, nowadays, if you've seen, even the science graduate, okay, BSc guys can get into the HR. Even the I've seen the engineering graduates also, even they become BE. Okay, forget B. I've seen even the doctors. Okay, because they're not enjoying their field, they do MBA in HR and they move into the HR world. Okay, that is one way of doing it. Most of the students who wants to be, who are very clear that they want to do HR immediately after 12th. Okay, they will do a BBA course. Now the BBA course in HR is available. Okay, so the students can immediately apply for it, and straight away go for the BBA course in HR, and they can again post that they can do MBA in HR. Okay, so this is a very basic thing as to like how you can get into the world of HR. There are many colleges, okay, who are there are available in HR. Okay, now this is like this. I'm giving you an additional information in terms of if you want to do apart from HR, if you want to have very specific certifications in the field of HR, these are the certifications that you can take. HRCI certification. There are many students who apply for it. There is a very specific curriculum around it, and these curriculums are very well reputed in the industry, and many of the companies value them. So this is apart from your the graduation and the post graduation degree. These are the over and above certification that people take, so that they do a very specialization in specific areas. SHRM, and in under SHRM there are two certifications. There is a certified professional and a senior certified professionals. So you will see, when we see resumes, okay, we see many people coming up with SCP, okay, in SHRM space. So so this guy has not only done an MBA, but he's also certified in this area. So we know that this person has a very advanced knowledge in the field of HR.
Karthik is asking, sir, if we want to get into HR, any suggestions for what to pick up after 10th?
After 10th, okay, you can you see you can easily take, I mean, either of these courses. Okay, you can take BCom could be the most easiest. BCom, and even you can take a BSc. Sorry, when I say the science, arts, or commerce, either of these three fields you can pick it up, and after that you can apply for the BBA in HR, if at all you want to do it. But immediately after 10th, the most safest and easiest route, you can go into the commerce and or and get into the space of BBA and the BBA HR. I think that's what I would like to answer.
Ramesh is asking, what are the traits for handling rumors and organizational politics?
Oh, yeah, beautiful question. Okay, let me go back to my slide. Okay, okay, see, now you're saying you how to handle rumors. You need to be straight upfront, and an HR guy needs to be extremely assertive. Okay, if there is any rumor that is being created, I think one of the key messages, like, you need to be clearly communicating to the organization and ensuring that rumor is gone. Now, for that matter, okay, the traits that you need, of course, it is really shown here. You need to be a leader. First and foremost, you're a leader. Your communication needs to be extremely good. When I say communication, your interpersonal skills. You need to be very relationship focused. You need to be able to talk to people and clear that out. And last but not the least, okay, if there is something that you think there is a something which is not right, you need to bring up that. Like, wherever there are people, politics is going to be there. Okay, but the best thing to do is to ensure that, if you find that people are having going through politics, there is something which is not happening right. Communication is a key. Many times what happens is, if you don't speak up, the politics will take its own shape.
And thank you everyone for joining today. And we will see you next week with another topic, with another presenter. Till that time, keep watching, follow us on YouTube. Thank you everyone. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
all.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you all. Bye bye. Bye.